Educational Center. Ms. Vickers, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Kate Miller,
Present.
Mr. Alan Hayes,
Present.
Mrs. Jamie Cripps,
Present.
Mr. Danny Parkerson,
Present.
Mr. Jason Miller,
Present.
Mr. Jim Bashirs,
Present.
Chairman Sean Tubbs.
Present. The first item on the agenda is the consent items. We had a short workshop prior to tonight's meeting, and each of you have had your board packet sent out to you by mail. Are there any items that anyone wishes to have further discussion or any items to be pulled? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion to approve this consent item.
Motion made by Mr. Miller. To have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Bashirs. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say no. That motion carries. Second item is to consider and act on the second and final reading of school board policies. These are pretty lengthy. 1.102, 2.806, 3.202, 4.101, 4.212, 4.402, 4.403, 4.406, 5.119, 5.200, 5.201, 5.701, 6.200, 6.204, 6.409, 1.204, 1.105, 1.104. Do I have a motion that we approve? And this is on second reading.
I'll make a motion, we approve those on the second reading.
Okay, motion made by Ms. Kate Miller. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Bashirs. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say no. And that motion carries. Item number 3 is to consider and act on an agreement between DeKalb County Board of Education and Eaton Technology Solutions.
And that Eaton Technology Solutions is a support for Google Classrooms. We've been using him when we first started our one-to-one devices, and we'd like to continue that contract.
I'll make a motion, we continue it.
Okay, that motion is made by Mr. Hayes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Miller. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say no. And that motion carries. Item number 4, consider and act on starting a tennis program at DeKalb Middle School.
Make a motion, we approve.
I second.
That was a motion made by Mr. Parkerson and second by Mr. Bashirs. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say no. And that motion carries. Item number 5, consider and act on extended bus utilization.
You have the 3 buses listed in the packet. The state allows us to extend them one time, and we have 3 that we would request that we could keep on the road.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ms. Cripps. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Hayes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say no. And that motion carries. Number 6 will be the school updates.
The one thing I'd like to say on the school updates, I think you got in your packet or before we met tonight, the numbers for our district. We're a little above 3,000. Students continue to flow in and flow out. But you can see it appears the elementary level is really growing, those numbers. And the one thing that you have to look at with those numbers are the average and max number of students that can be in those classrooms. So we're at the point where we're looking at having to add a teacher. I know at least one teacher at one grade level.
Okay.
Have we got a teacher's head?
And that's the challenge.
That's the challenge.
But to say that, we did have a good start to the first week. And, you know, I appreciate our faculty and staff, bus drivers, everyone involved in that. Yesterday, we did have a minor hiccup due to flooding at the middle school and the high school. But kudos to the faculty, the staff, the administration, and our custodians, our maintenance crew that cut in there, cleaned it all up, because at one time I was worried we're going to make it to school today. And I went back out, I guess, about 6:37 last night, and it looked like nothing ever happened. So I want to say thank you to them for the hard work that they did.
Okay. Next item is number 7, the personnel report from the director of schools.
You have it before you. It's pretty lengthy. Hoping by next month we can trim it down. Just a lot of movement still. We hope we don't have all of our positions filled. We still have some that we're trying to fill. Anybody that wants to come out and drive a bus, we're taking applications and we'll put you on a route. And you know, and I thank our parents for being patient with that. Trust me, if we had drivers, we'd put them to work. And you know, the deal is, everybody's just please be patient with us, because we're getting new students daily. Drivers don't know where they're going, and a lot of times the kids don't know where they're going. And you know, the challenge for a bus driver, we all got kids. You know, you ask a kindergartner what his mama's name is, and he says mama. And so that's a challenge for us, but we're working through. If everyone just work with us, and we'll try to get it all straightened out pretty soon.
Okay, number 8, any other business that may properly come before the board?
We need to get our ESSER 2.0, 3.0 application approved by the board. Same application, same process that we've already had approved, but we just got to go back through the reapproval for that again.
Make a motion, we approve.
That motion's made by Mr. Parkerson. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Bashirs. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. And that motion carries. Okay. Next, we have the sealed bids on surplus equipment. And in the past, if it's the board's wishes, we went with the highest bidder. And what we're bidding on here are the lockers, surplus equipment. And the first bid is on Unit 1. It's a 4 set for $5 each. Unit 2 is also $5, and Unit 3 is $5. The second bid for Unit 1 is $30 for the set. Unit 2, $101 for the set. And Unit 3 is $66. The next bid is only for a bid on Unit number 2 at $61 for that set, and Unit 3 at $51. The next bid, they're only bidding on Unit 2, and that's $49 for that set. And the next bid, they're only bidding on Unit 2, and that's at $41 for that set. And that's all. So if it's the board's wishes, do you want to go with the highest bidder?
Make a motion, we take the highest bidder.
I second that.
Okay. Motion made by Mr. Parkinson, seconded by Mr. Miller. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. Okay. And that is approved. Thanks, Mark. That's a jump.
So, as many of you know, tonight is the last meeting for one of our board members, and we'd just like to say thank you to Miss Miller for her service and dedication for her students and her faculty and staff, and serving her community. She's got a servant heart, and that is to be commended. And we appreciate everything that you've done for our schools and our systems. And I think Mr. Tubbs is going to say something, and I hope everyone really appreciates what this board tries to accomplish across the board for students first, but our faculty, our staff, bus drivers, maintenance, everybody, all of our employees, because a lot of times it's a thankless job. Trust me, I know you just hear complaints, and I get that because I get to hear them too. But the amount of money you get paid is nowhere near what the job is entails. But I just really do want to thank you from me personally, and I'm sure I can say that for the board. Thank you for serving and being a part of it. Not only were you're an alumni of the DeKalb County school systems, but you have served your community as well from 2014 through 2022. We've got something coming, but it's just not here yet. You know, everything's delayed 2 weeks, okay? But I just want to say thank you, and it's been a pleasure to work with you. And a lot of you don't know because you don't come to the workshops. Kate is, or Miss Miller is, man, when you have school board policies come up, you better be on P's and Q's because she's going to ask you a ton of questions, and she's going to drill you on it. But I do appreciate it because I love the law and being able to banter with people with the law and policy. I tell our principals, there's 2 things you better carry with you all the time. That's that green book that's got TCA and your policies, and don't forget your Bible either. But we do appreciate everything that you've done.
And
You may should ask her to keep coming back till it gets here.
But I do want to kind of echo what Mr. Cripps just said. It's been a joy to serve on the board with you, Kate. And like he was saying, Kate is probably the most thorough board member that I've had the privilege to serve with. I was wanting to read a couple of things. I think it speaks for the whole board as a whole. As everyone knows, we just completed another election cycle. And I want to congratulate all of the newly re-elected board members, as well as the newly elected board member. Jim Bashir's back in the 3rd District, Mr. Danny Parkinson in the 1st, Alan Hayes in the 2nd, myself in the 7th, and newly elected member Eric Irvin. I know it's been an honor and a privilege to serve on this board, and I know certainly with Kate, I think it speaks volumes to this board that we're staying intact. I think that shows the confidence and the trust that our community has in us as a whole. I'm very proud of the accomplishments that this board has made. This is starting my 3rd term, and I just want to read off a couple of things that we've accomplished as a board. And I think, Kate, you need to be very proud of that as well. When I first got on the board, one of the things I wanted to implement was getting technology in our school systems. And you were a big part of that as well. We now have Chromebooks for each student in our school system. We've also approved and gotten a new soccer field for the junior high and high school soccer teams. We've added new courses to our high school vocational program. We've got cosmetology and mechatronics this school year. Also, if you look, we've also approved and provided the largest pay increase for our teachers and our bus drivers. When we first started, our wages were amongst the bottom third, and now we're in the top third in this area. And all of that was done without a tax increase. And I think that speaks volumes. Also, if you look on the security aspect, we've increased security at all of our schools. We've got the anti-ram barriers, or I call them the target balls, the big concrete balls in front of each of our schools. We have SRO officers at each of our schools, and now we've included the new vestibules at each of the schools. Structurally, now we're adding air conditioner units to all of the gymnasiums throughout the school system. You know, these are the type of things that the community ought to be proud of, and these are things that we can achieve when you put the right people in these offices. You know, strong leadership from top to bottom, from our director, your school board, our principals, administration, teachers, bus drivers, all of the support staff, and that's what it takes. You know, each year has its own set of challenges, and I think so far we've gotten off to a great start, and hope we have a prosperous 2022-2023 school year. And Kate, you've been part of every bit of it. Thank you.
I guess
Anyone
I'll
else?
respond to that. Yeah, so I just want to thank you guys for the kind words, and it's been a pleasure working with you, Mr. Cripps, and the rest of the board. And it's always been such a great honor to represent the 4th District and serve DeKalb County. And I've learned a lot being on the board, and I'm proud of all of our accomplishments, like Mr. Tubbs pointed out some of those tonight. There's still a few goals that we have that we didn't get accomplished that I had hoped that we would while I was on the board. But I know that you guys will continue to work hard and do great things for the schools in DeKalb County. And I just appreciate all the support of the community, and I wish Mr. Irvin the best. Yeah. So thanks.
Anyone else? Okay. Do I have a motion that we adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion made by Ms. Miller. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Parkinson.
Jim, Mr. Parkinson, Sean, Alan, to be sworn in will be Monday,